I'll read the headline from the Free Beacon. Celebrities raised millions for LA fire aid. Much of the money went to programs for illegal aliens and nonprofits that only assist Black and brown communities. This is exactly. I'm sure you can't reveal everything that went into this, but how did you get turned on to this? Because you're in DC, you're kind of a New York based guy, and this is one of the big scoops of the fire, I would say.
I remember there was a little flurry of news about fire aid spending.
Yeah.
Like a month ago or 6 weeks ago. Fire aid was like, oh, it's disinformation. And at the time it was like, oh, well, no one's gotten any money. That was the crux of what the story was. The money's been donated, but no one's gotten it. And they said, okay, well, we have delivered it to people, and the LA Times did some fluff piece about how it actually was being spent great. And I said, the story right now is like a lot of Facebook posts. It's a lot of tweets from activists.
Right.
There was like a letter from some congressman. No one had actually dug into the organizations that Fire Aid had given the money to. And they very helpfully put all of them on their website. You can go to Fire Aid's website right now and see every single nonprofit that was given money out of the $100 million fund that they raised. And all I did, it wasn't all that hard. All I did was click the link of every single nonprofit. And I was like, well, what are we working with here? And some of them were legitimate, your church groups, your YMCAs, your established charities. Can't argue with that. But then you would get stuff like the Black Freedom Fund, which is, only for Black and brown people. You would get stuff like the Green Line Housing Foundation, Black and brown only, whites need not apply. You would get weird things that have nothing to do with fires recovery. The Indigenous California Native Vote Project, which is about getting out the vote efforts for Indigenous people. Why are they getting money? And maybe you say, well, they're going to help provide services to Indigenous people impacted by the fire. But how many Indigenous people even live in the Palisades? Okay, moving on. 10 different nonprofits just for mental health, including one that is for mental health for musicians that's based in Tennessee. It's like, what the hell? And the website was broken.
And so who is supposed to theoretically be in charge of policing stuff like this? Who's supposed to make sure that is there anyone who's supposed to be doing some sort of an audit of where the money's going?
I'll be honest. Well, right now, Fire Aid is having an outside auditor take a look at it. They hired Latham and Watkins law firm.
Sure.
But look, I'm always suspicious of outside auditors because Fire Aid is paying Latham and Watkins.